The report's really important. It comes at a critical time for us in Australia, following on a number of extreme weather events, and then as well as the pandemic. And the fact that we have that 15-year forward look, and we look at 0 to 5 years, 5 to 10, 10 to 15 years, and we take a whole of infrastructure lens. So we're looking at both economic and social infrastructure. No such report has ever been created in Australia. And as I said, it really does come at a critical time, and it has great reforms all the way through it. There's about 29 reforms across economic and social infrastructure that is for all Australians, over government, industry and community.
One of the important parts about this is coronavirus itself. It is changing behaviour before our eyes. It is also changing the nature of our cities into the future. So that obviously changes infrastructure priorities into the future potentially.
This is a really interesting point. As you can see, I'm in the city of Sydney today and it's incredibly quiet. But how do we rethink our cities? How do we rethink our neighbourhoods following these lockdowns that we've been having over the last 18 months and the impact of COVID? We're all working from home. Studies show that 10% of people will continue to work from home in the future. And also research is showing us that people are leaving our cities and they're moving to regional centres because they can still have great jobs using telecommunication and working online and not having to be in the cities. So that then has an impact on our infrastructure investment pipeline. However, it is not the time now to make changes to that. And the reforms say in our report that we need to wait until we're on the other side of COVID to really make any significant changes to our pipeline. But we do need to see a balance between infrastructure in our cities and our infrastructure in our regions, because we're not sure yet what these long-term trends are going to look like. But we do know the one trend is working from home is definitely going to stick.
Because there's even an assumption in here about Australia's population, when it will hit 28 million. And now that assumption is 4 years later than expected because our population has slowed to its lowest level since the First World War as a result of coronavirus. So that obviously means that if our cities aren't speeding up as quickly, they might need in the future less transport. They might need more telecommunications in regional areas, as you say. So all of this is a very delicate balance while you're going through such a significant upheaval.
That's correct. We really need to think about our infrastructure pipeline. However, we're very cognizant to say that many of our major cities were in catch-up mode with their infrastructure. Before COVID, we had congestion, people were taking over an hour to get to work. And so a lot of the transport and planning departments are using this time to catch up with those congestion-busting infrastructure projects that we need. We've also got to take into account that population growth is based on overseas migration, and that will come back, and we will see an increase in population again in our cities. But it'll be interesting to see where people are living. Will they be living in units, or will they be living in the suburbs? We're definitely seeing this, flight back to our suburbs, localism and the flight to outer suburbs, and also the flight to the regions. All the states and territory infrastructure bodies are taking this seriously, and they have either relaunched or are about to relaunch their state infrastructure strategies, taking on board the impact of COVID.
Romilly Madew, good to have you on the program. This is an important report, there's no doubt. The Chief Executive of Infrastructure Australia. Great to see you today.
Thank you so much. Really appreciate it, Ross.